My dear students, myself Naresh Kumar Dogra. Today in the business studies, we are going to discuss scientific principles of management as propounded by Frederick Winslow Taylor, popularly known as F.W. Taylor. He is also known as the father of scientific management. F. W. Taylor was born in 1856 in USA. In 1878, he joined Midwell Steel Company as a mechanical engineer. Using his engineering background, Taylor set out scientific studies and techniques. He was primarily concerned about the efficiency of workers and optimum utilization of resources. Taylor developed the theory of management, which came to be known as scientific management. Therefore, Taylor is considered as the father of scientific management. Scientific management may be regarded as a set of scientific techniques which are supposed to increase the efficiency of an enterprise. Under scientific management, selection of men, machine, and materials is made by scientific approach. Here, all the organizational activities are performed by rationality and proper discipline. Thus, scientific management is a logical approach towards the solution of management problem. Here are the principles of scientific management as given by F. W. Taylor. First scientific principle is science, not rule of thumb. Taylor has emphasized that each job performed in the organization should be based on scientific inquiry and not intuition, experience, and hit and miss methods. He says that there must be thinking before doing, which is not in case of rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means dictatorship of managers, whereas scientific decisions are based on cause and effect and scientific measurement of methods and ways of production. For example, in rule of thumb, the standard time required to do a particular job is decided by the managers on the basis of his past experience. Taylor insists that standard time for a job should be set up scientifically by performing time study in the organization, and then the day's target should be fixed. Second principle is harmony, not discord. This principle suggests that there should be complete harmony and proper understanding between management and workers, and they should work together for achieving organizational goals. Both the management and workers groups work as rivals of each other, as workers always feel that they are underpaid and are overburdened with the work, and management always feels that workers are good for nothing. In this principle, Taylor insists that there is need for both the groups to change their attitudes for each other. He insists on mental revolution, which means complete change of attitude and outlook for each other. They must develop positive thinking for each other and work with harmony and avoid discord, as their objectives are in one direction only. Next scientific principle is cooperation, not individualism. This principle is just the extension of harmony, not discord. Scientific management requires that work should be carried out by individuals in cooperation with each other based on mutual confidence and sense of goodwill. Managers and workers can develop understanding and thus secure mutual cooperation. To have cooperation, management should welcome good suggestions of employees and they should be rewarded for their suggestions. At the same time, workers should not go up on strike and make unreasonable demands. There must be open communication system. According to Taylor, there should be an almost equal division of work and responsibility between workers and management. All the day long, the management should work almost side by side with workers, helping, encouraging, and smoothing the way for them. Development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency and prosperity. This is another scientific principle of management as given by F. W. Taylor. Taylor insisted that each and every employee in the organization should be given work according to his or her ability and interest. This will ensure greatest efficiency and prosperity for both employer and the employees. It means that this principle is concerned with the efficiency of employees, which could be built in right from the process of employee selection. The work assigned to employees should suit their capabilities. They should be given the required training to increase their efficiency. Efficient employees would produce more and earn more. This will ensure greatest efficiency and prosperity for both the company and the workers. In the next video, we are going to discuss various techniques of scientific management as given by F. W. Taylor. Till then, thank you.